Aloha and welcome. This is your astrologer, Tom. And in this video, I want to go over the new moon coming up on Monday, January 31st, 2022. So this new moon is a time to be more inventive and social, tapping into your intuition. So those ideas that may seem a bit far-fetched, it's a nice opportunity to capture them, begin to surface them. It's a nice opportunity for deep thinking on new ideas that might come to you intuitively that are a bit ahead of their time, ideas that others may not understand, ideas that are so futuristic that they seem far-fetched. So it's a really nice energy to begin to tap into that. Other things you can do with this energy, things that are occurring along the same time that this new moon is occurring, create a structured, disciplined, and responsible way towards very tangible results. So remember, this is a theme that we're seeing as we talked about in the 2022 overview video and also with the previous full moon. So create a structured, disciplined, responsible way towards very tangible results. You need to have those tangible results because energies that are along with this new moon are prompting for that structure. They're prompting for a way to get to those results. So you need to have that anchor point. Bring knowledge from the past into new structures for the future. There's a little bit of past and future energy going on during this time. And the best way that I believe you can rise above that is to take the knowledge and the lessons and the information from those past experiences and bring them into the structure that you want as you move into the future and into the present day. Be sure to wrap up any previous commitments or responsibilities before diving into new ones rather than abandoning them. So this energy, it's almost like if what you want to do here is so new, so novel, that it on the surface, it could be really easy to just abandon the things that you kind of already have momentum with from the past into the present. And yet what you actually want to do is be able to wrap those things up if they're things that you don't want to carry forward into the future. So actually, as you wrap up whatever that you want to be free of, that then creates a space for those next new things to come into fruition. So just remember the things that you might be done with as you prepare for those new results, those new tangible things that you're now aiming for. Unexpected change can happen. There's bunch of energy around this. So really the best thing to do is to just be ready for it. How do you be ready for unexpected things is to just recognize that unexpected things can happen. And so even if you have a plan, even if you're moving in that direction, there can be these unexpected things that occur. Here's the thing with that though, the same energy that creates what's unexpected may still be moving you toward that goal, okay? It may seem on the surface like it might not be, but you don't know unless you navigate that and you can get closer to where it is that you need to be. Plus, it's going to help you let go of structures and systems that weren't supporting you at the same time. So these unexpected things that come up, even though you're marching towards something, it's a way to, in some ways, actually get to your result faster. In other ways, what it's doing is it's freeing up the things getting in the way as well. If you don't have that anchor to goal though, okay, then what can actually happen is things are just all over the place. So there's a lot of energy coming in to take action on something, and there's energy that can cause unexpected change. So essentially what you get is unexpected action, unexpected, to some degree, this very energy that's just all over the place and not focused. Okay. And so what you really want to do is by having that goal and having that structure, the energy is going to prompt the action in the creation of the structure and simultaneously at a higher expression, get rid of the things that are preventing that from occurring. Okay, so you anchor all this energy in it and it acts kind of like a bulldozer toward your goal. It's really, really cool if you think about it that way and if you direct the energy that way. Okay, so we do want to plan with the new moon, of course, but be flexible due to unforeseen changes and shifts that can alter it. So you don't want to hold on to your plan too much. You actually need to lean into the changes that can occur and the plan is going to anchor the energy in the direction of the goal. So again, these combinations of energy, if you have that goal and you have that energy directed, they can really help speed up a goal. And if you don't have the goal, it can also really mess things up too. Okay, I tend not to be on the negative side. I tend to be on the positive side, but I can't miss the lower expression of the energy either. So sometimes people will come to me and they're like, this is what's going on in my life. Everything's all over in the place. And I go, well, what was your goal during this time period? This is energy that we needed a goal. They're like, I didn't have one. Well, yeah. So all that action energy, all that stuff that needed to be directed had nowhere to go. So it just messed with everything it could find. So you need to give it a direction. Okay. And then find a harmony with structure and independence. Find a harmony. There's an energy that might tug on that a little bit, where you don't want to have, you don't want to be so rigid in structure that it impacts your independence. You don't want to have so much independence and freedom, so to speak, that you don't have any structure. There's a prompting of finding a harmony there. Basically, making sure the structure and the daily habits and the things that you do in your life are supportive of all the areas in your life. So tap into this energy that's present during this new moon to take calculated risks that you might not otherwise have taken. I can give you examples, but really, unless we're in a reading, I don't necessarily want to put examples in these videos because they're all based on your life. In a reading, I can look at your chart and give you a bit more of a much more specific way of applying this. Be willing to experiment with courage, be willing to essentially take chances, but they're calculated. Go after what you desire in calm, centered, and balanced ways. Okay, so if there's something that you've been meaning to march forward, I mean, I've been hearing from a lot of people that are wanting to start businesses all of a sudden. Actually, the last full moon and even beginning into this one is a really good opportunity for that. And so it's having that courage to go do it. New approaches, new adventures, and a focus on the positive, all big things to pay attention to. Tap into self-confidence to learn and grow. There's an energy here for that. However, the self-confidence may be more apparent during the times that you're alone. So you may actually be able to tap into it more. And so the other aspect of this is to allow, some astrologers will say, well, just avoid the situations where you're with other people when the crap hits the fan. And yet I don't know that's necessarily the most harmonious answer. I would rather say navigate and resolve the things that come up so that you can be in situations with other people. If you need help navigating those things, schedule a reading. We'll talk about it. I have ways of navigating that, removing problems in the chart. I have all sorts of things that we can do when we're one-on-one. Trust your intuitive solutions rather than the logical ones. The interesting thing with this energy is if you try to put so much conscious thought on these novel ideas and these mental concepts that come up during this energy, you may just want to discredit them. And yet the ideas here are seeds that you really got to trust your intuition on. You really got to trust your intuition. If you're hearing that seed, if you're truly hearing that seed, you don't want to discount it consciously. You want to trust it from an intuitive perspective. If you set the goal and you've been unaware of the next steps, so sometimes coming into the last full moon in the beginning of 2022, if you had that goal, and I even said, even if you don't know what to do next, because there's energies that will start opening it up. Well, guess what? This is one of them. This new moon here is going to start opening that up. That steps to take toward that goal should become clearer at this point. And they might have already between the last full moon and this new moon, because we're really beginning a wave, right? We're moving toward this new moon. And as we do that, that space is opening up. So with this energy too, some hidden truths might come to light. That's an interesting thing, because what you're doing is you're going to be able to see the things that you might not have been seeing in terms of what's been getting in the way. And so be intentional with how you use your words. Make sure that the things you do come from your heart. And what's neat is you'll just be able to see on the surface what it is. The stuff that was underneath the surface comes up. And so this can be things that you need to be able to see to move forward on your path. Let things run their course without any force or push. There is a desire for action, but there's also a desire to allow things to unfold. And so tap into the energy that's present with this new moon to actually emotionally detach from the outcome. This is the new moon, in my opinion, that strongly helps people emotionally detach from outcomes if you tap into that aspect of it. And so then start applying over the last so many months where new values and ideals might have been forming consciously or unconsciously. This is a time to actually start applying them and doing the things that you need to do in your life to shift toward those next level of things that are on your path, while taking the time to do so. This is not a spontaneous thing. This is a methodical step-by-step thing. Now, February 3rd, you might remember this is the green light. This is the time where I mentioned in the 2022 overview video for a period of time from February 3rd to the end of April, where it is this type of time period doesn't happen all that frequently. And so this is huge for important changes and new projects to truly take advantage of them. Go with the grain, move with the wave. That is the time. If you move in that direction, just like if you're in the ocean and you jump and a wave comes in, the wave carries you, you're able to ride that wave. You're able to let it carry you toward the direction that you want to go. As hidden things start to bubble up, you can actually make things easier to navigate as long as you tap into the courage to do so. You can tap into the courage to navigate these things as they come up. And now through the beginning of March, there's a great energy to help small steps towards the future. So do not worry if you're not seeing the outcome of the steps yet. If you have the goal and the goal aligns with your chart, then those small steps between now and the beginning of March are so critical toward that goal. Okay. They become seeds that will exponentially grow, in my opinion. Pure opinion on my interpretation. I could do a better read for you in a reading with you one-on-one. I'm looking at this broadly here. And then what happens is, with these small steps towards the future that you're planting through the beginning of March, you also have 2 more months where that green light continues to occur. And so that actually gives these seeds a chance to grow and to prosper. I am telling you now that people who have that goal have been following these steps from the 2022 overview video to the full moon video, 2 weeks ago, and they do this. What you have from a result perspective by the end of April is going to show itself, in my opinion, and it will be noticeable. So if you haven't listened to the 2022 overview video, I will leave a link for that. If you haven't listened to the last full moon, I do still encourage you to listen to that one, even because it's the energy that we're kind of coming off of as we begin to enter this one. And so it's important to pay attention to, did you make that energy conscious so you can use the energy as it continues? The more conscious you're able to direct it, the better things will be. And so if you want to apply this into your life, schedule a reading with me. I'll leave a link for that in the description below too. And if you like this video and would like to see more like it, please subscribe. And as always, aloha, hui ho. I will talk with you again soon. Take care.